The star maps showed a world that made even the bravest travelers shudder. It was known as the Death World, a name that filled the hearts of many with fear. Bright red skies loomed over the planet, and clouds of toxic gas swirled in the air. Tales of giant monsters and deadly storms kept everyone away. No one wanted to be the next victim of this terrifying place, but not everyone was afraid. A group of human explorers was eager to uncover the mysteries of the Death World. They believed they could make this forbidden planet their new home. Among them was Captain Mia Carter, a fearless leader with a burning curiosity. She had heard the stories and felt a strong desire to see the Death World for herself. "We can do this," she said to her team. "We have the skills and the technology to turn this place into a safe haven." The team gathered in their ship, the Endeavor, a sleek vessel equipped with the latest technology. They had been preparing for this journey for months. Engineers and scientists worked together to design suits that would protect them from the harsh environment. The suits had oxygen supplies, shields against toxic gases, and tools for survival. The humans were determined to face whatever challenges awaited them. As the Endeavor approached the Death World, the crew felt a mix of excitement and fear. Captain Mia gazed out the window, her heart racing as the planet grew larger in sight. "We're about to make history," she said, trying to lift the spirits of her team. Her words sparked hope among the crew, and they prepared for landing. The moment the ship touched down, the ground shook slightly. The crew put on their suits and stepped out into the unknown. As they emerged, a rush of hot air hit them, carrying the smell of sulfur. The landscape was unlike anything they had ever seen. Strange plants with sharp edges surrounded them, and the sky was filled with dark clouds. It was beautiful and terrifying at the same time. "Stay close, everyone," Captain Mia ordered. The team moved carefully, scanning their surroundings. Suddenly, they heard a loud roar from behind a rock formation. The noise sent shivers down their spines. They all turned to look, eyes wide with fear. "What was that?" whispered Tom, the youngest member of the team. "I don't know, but we need to keep moving," Captain Mia replied, her voice steady. She knew that panic would only lead to disaster. As they ventured deeper into the landscape, the team discovered ruins of an ancient civilization. Broken walls and crumbling towers told a story of a once great society. "This is incredible," shouted Sarah, the team's historian. "Look at these markings. They must have been here long ago." The excitement in her voice was contagious. The explorers began to investigate the ruins, eager to learn about the aliens who once lived here. As they touched the ancient stones, they felt a connection to the past. But beneath the thrill of discovery, danger lurked. Suddenly, the ground shook violently. "Get back!" Captain Mia shouted. The team scrambled as a massive creature burst from the shadows. It had sharp claws and glowing eyes, and it was headed straight for them. The humans ran, their hearts racing. "Back to the ship!" Captain Mia yelled, her instincts kicking in. They sprinted as fast as they could, the creature hot on their heels. Just as they reached the ship, Captain Mia turned to face the beast. "We need to scare it away," she shouted. Thinking quickly, Tom activated a flare, sending bright light into the sky. The creature hesitated, confused by the sudden brightness. Seizing the opportunity, the team rushed inside the ship and locked the doors. They breathed heavily, their hearts pounding. "Did we just survive a monster attack?" Tom asked, eyes wide with disbelief. "Yes, we did," Captain Mia said, trying to catch her breath. "But this is only the beginning. We need to be ready for anything." The team stood together, fear and excitement mixing in the air. They had made it to the Death World, but now they faced challenges beyond their imagination. As they prepared to explore further, they knew they had to be brave. They were ready to uncover the secrets of the Death World, no matter what dangers lay ahead. The Endeavor hummed softly as it hovered just above the ground. Inside, Captain Mia Carter and her team felt the excitement bubbling beneath their fear. They had survived their first encounter with danger, but the real challenge was just beginning. "Prepare for landing!" Mia called out, her voice steady and firm. She glanced at the screens showing the rough terrain below. Dark mountains loomed in the distance, and twisted trees reached for the sky like skeletal fingers. "We need to find a safe place to set up camp." With a gentle thud, the ship landed on a flat area covered in strange, spiky plants. The crew unbuckled their harnesses, hearts racing as they prepared to step out once more. Tom looked nervous, glancing at Mia. "What if that creature comes back?" he asked. "Stick together and we'll be fine," she reassured him. "We're stronger as a team." As they opened the hatch, a wave of hot, thick air rushed inside. The smell of sulfur and something rotten filled their nostrils. The crew stepped onto the alien soil, their protective suits hissing as they adjusted to the atmosphere. The ground felt soft beneath their boots, almost like walking on sponge. Mia led the way, scanning the area. "Let's explore a bit before setting up camp. We need to know what we're dealing with here." The team walked cautiously, eyes wide as they took in their surroundings. Strange plants with bright colors and sharp edges surrounded them, swaying gently in the warm wind. In the distance, they heard the low growl of an unknown creature. Suddenly, Sarah stopped and pointed. "Look over there!" she exclaimed, her voice full of excitement. The others turned to see what she was pointing at. A large, broken structure loomed ahead, half buried in the ground. "It looks like a building," Tom said, his eyes shining with curiosity. "Do you think it belongs to the aliens?" "It must," Sarah replied, moving closer. "Let's check it out!" As they approached, they noticed strange symbols carved into the walls. The markings looked ancient but beautiful, swirling in patterns that seemed to dance in the dim light. "This is amazing!" Sarah said, reaching out to touch the cool stone. Mia felt a thrill of excitement. These ruins could hold valuable information about the people who lived here. "We need to document everything." The team began to take notes and scan the walls for data. Suddenly, a loud crash echoed from behind them. They turned to see a massive rock tumbling down from a nearby cliff. Panic set in as they realized it was headed straight for them. "Run!" Mia shouted, adrenaline kicking in. The crew dashed away, narrowly avoiding the falling debris. They reached a safe distance and paused to catch their breath, their hearts racing. "That was too close," Tom gasped, looking back at the ruins. "Stay alert," Mia said, scanning the area. "We can't let our guard down." They regrouped and continued exploring the ruins. Inside, they found more symbols and remnants of ancient technology. Broken devices lay scattered on the ground, their purpose a mystery. "What do you think this stuff does?" Tom asked, picking up a small glowing orb. "I have no idea," Sarah replied, her eyes shining with wonder. "But it could be important." Just then the ground trembled again. This time it felt different, like a warning. The crew exchanged worried glances. "We should head back to the ship," Mia said, sensing the tension in the air. As they made their way back, the atmosphere grew heavier. Dark clouds began to gather overhead, blocking out the sunlight. The wind picked up, howling around them. "Something feels off," Tom said nervously. "Keep moving," Mia urged. "We need to get inside before—" Before she could finish, a loud roar echoed through the valley. The creature they had encountered earlier had returned, angrier than before. It burst into view, charging toward them with its massive jaws wide open. "Run!" Mia shouted, her heart pounding. The team sprinted toward the Endeavor, adrenaline pushing them forward. As they reached the ship, Mia fumbled with the controls, praying they would make it inside in time. Just as they closed the hatch, the creature slammed into the ship, shaking it violently. The crew held their breath, fear coursing through them. They had barely escaped the Death World's first true threat, but they were determined to uncover its secrets. "Next time, we need a better plan," Tom said, trembling slightly. Mia nodded, her eyes fierce with determination. "We will make this world our home. We just need to be ready for whatever comes next." After the terrifying encounter with the creature, the crew of the Endeavor gathered inside their ship, their hearts still racing. Captain Mia Carter paced back and forth, her mind racing with plans and ideas. They had to secure their position on the Death World, but they needed more than just luck. "Listen up, everyone," Mia said, her voice steady. "We need to build a strong base here. If we want to survive, we need a safe place to work and rest. Let's use the ruins we found." Sarah nodded eagerly. "I can help organize the layout of the base. We can use the alien technology to create shelter and defenses." Tom looked uncertain. "But what if that creature comes back?" "We barely escaped this time." Mia put a reassuring hand on his shoulder. "We'll be ready. We'll set up defenses around our base and work in shifts to keep watch. Together we can make this place safe." The team quickly got to work. They gathered supplies from the ruins, carefully choosing materials that looked sturdy. They used the glowing orb Tom had found earlier to power their new base. The orb lit up their workspace, casting a soft blue glow over the area. As they built, the atmosphere grew tense. The clouds above darkened and the wind picked up, howling through the ruins. "It feels like the planet is watching us," Tom said, glancing nervously at the sky. Just keep working, Mia urged. We're making progress. Once we have our base, we'll feel safer. After hours of hard work, they finally completed their new home. The structure stood strong, a mix of alien technology and human ingenuity. They had created a central area for planning and a sleeping space for rest. The walls shimmered with the light from the orb, giving the base an otherworldly feel. That night, they gathered around a small fire inside the base, feeling a sense of accomplishment. "We did it!" Sarah exclaimed, her face glowing with pride. "This is our home now!" Mia smiled, grateful for her team's hard work. "We'll keep improving it, but we need to be careful. We can't let our guard down." Suddenly, a loud crash echoed outside, followed by a low growl. The team jumped to their feet, fear gripping their hearts. "What was that?" Tom whispered, his voice shaking. Mia quickly moved to the entrance, peering outside. In the darkness, she saw shadows moving near the edge of the base. "Stay close," she ordered. "We need to see what's out there." With her heart pounding, Mia stepped outside, the glow of the orb lighting her path. The shadows grew larger as she approached. "Show yourself!" she called out, trying to sound brave. To her surprise, a small creature emerged from the darkness. It was not the giant monster they had faced before, but a small, furry animal with wide eyes and a curious demeanor. "What in the world?" Mia murmured, surprised. The creature approached cautiously, sniffing the ground. It seemed harmless, and the team began to relax.
"Look!"
"It's cute," Sarah said, smiling. But just as they began to let their guard down, a loud roar echoed in the distance, and the ground shook again. "It's back!" Tom shouted, panic rising in his chest. Mia felt her heart race. "We need to defend our base! Everyone, to your positions!" They quickly scattered, grabbing whatever tools they had to prepare for the fight. As the creature from before appeared, larger and angrier, the team stood together, fear replaced by determination. They would not let the death world defeat them. "Remember our training," Mia yelled, rallying her team. "We're in this together!" The battle began. The giant creature charged at them, its claws swiping through the air. The humans fought back, using the technology they had learned to harness from the ruins. They set up barriers to slow the creature down and distracted it with bright flashes from the orb. With teamwork and quick thinking, they managed to hold the beast back. Sarah used a laser tool to create a blinding light, confusing the creature. "Now!" Mia shouted, signaling the others to attack. After a fierce struggle, they worked together to push the creature away from the base. Exhausted but triumphant, they finally drove it off into the dark wilderness. Breathing heavily, the team looked at each other, relief flooding through them.
"We did it!"
Tom exclaimed, a huge grin on his face. Mia smiled, her heart swelling with pride. "Yes, we did. We turned the tide tonight, and we proved we can survive here. This planet will not break us." As they returned to their newly fortified base, the team felt stronger than ever. They knew they could face whatever challenges lay ahead, together. The days turned into weeks as the crew of the Endeavor worked hard to secure their base on the Death World. Each day brought new challenges, but they faced them together. Captain Mia Carter felt a sense of pride watching her team grow stronger and more skilled. They had turned a terrifying planet into their new home. But as they settled in, something dark was brewing. Strange sounds echoed through the night, and shadows moved in the distance. The team was on high alert, aware that they were not alone on this planet. One evening, while gathering around the fire, Mia spoke to her team. "We need to explore beyond the ruins. We must find out what else is out there and whether we're in danger." Sarah nodded, her eyes sparkling with curiosity. "I've seen some unusual lights on the horizon. They could be more ruins or something important." "Let's investigate tomorrow," Mia decided. "We'll go in groups to stay safe. We'll leave at first light." The next morning, the team divided into two groups. Mia led one group toward the lights, while Tom and Sarah stayed behind to monitor the base. As they trekked through the dense forest, Mia couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. The air felt thick, and the trees whispered secrets in the wind. After walking for hours, they finally reached the source of the lights. What they found shocked them. A large, glowing structure stood in front of them, covered in strange symbols. It pulsed with energy, as if it were alive. "This is incredible!" Mia exclaimed. "We need to explore this place!" As they stepped closer, the ground trembled beneath them. Suddenly, a loud roar echoed through the air, and the creature that had attacked them before charged out from the shadows. But this time, it was not alone. A pack of similar creatures followed, their eyes glowing with hunger. "Run!" Mia shouted, her heart racing. The team sprinted back, but the creatures were fast. They chased the humans, snarling and snapping at their heels. Mia knew they had to find a way to stop them. "We can't let them reach the base," she yelled. "We have to stand our ground." They reached a clearing, and Mia quickly formed a plan. "We need to create a barrier using the energy from that structure. If we can harness its power, we can protect ourselves." The team nodded, determination filling their eyes. They rushed back to the glowing structure, using their tools to extract energy. Bright lights shot up around them as they formed a protective shield. The creatures slowed down, confused by the sudden brightness. As the creatures approached, Mia and her team stood ready. The ground shook with each step the beasts took, but they held their ground, heartbeats synchronized with the pulsing light. "Now!" Mia shouted, and they unleashed the energy. The blast of light hit the leading creature, sending it crashing to the ground. The other creatures hesitated, but they quickly regained their courage and charged at the team. Mia felt fear rise in her throat, but she remembered their training. "Keep firing! Don't give up!" she urged her team. They unleashed more energy blasts, pushing back the creatures one by one. Just when it seemed like they would prevail, the largest creature roared with fury. It charged forward, breaking through their defenses. "It's too strong," one of the team members shouted, panic rising in his voice. Mia's heart raced as she searched for a solution. "We need to focus our energy on that one," she called out. "It's the leader of the pack!" The team rallied together, combining their efforts. They poured all their energy into a single blast aimed at the massive creature. The light surged, brightening the entire clearing. The creature let out a final roar as the blast hit it, sending it crashing to the ground. The other creatures, seeing their leader defeated, turned and fled into the shadows. Breathing heavily, Mia and her team stood victorious, the clearing silent except for their gasps. "We did it!" Tom exclaimed, relief washing over him. Mia looked at her team, pride swelling in her chest. "We fought together and won. This planet may be dangerous, but we have the strength to face anything." As they returned to the base, the crew felt a renewed sense of hope. They had survived the great conflict and proven their strength. They knew they could make a life here on the Death World. Together, they would turn this place from a realm of fear into a home of possibilities. The sun rose over the Death World, casting a warm light on the crew of the Endeavor. After their recent victory against the fierce creatures, a sense of hope filled the air. The team had proven their strength and resilience, and now it was time to build a true home on this alien planet. Captain Mia Carter gathered her crew in their makeshift base. "Today we start a new chapter," she announced, her voice filled with excitement. "We've fought hard to survive, and now we can focus on building our future here. We will turn this place into our home." The team cheered, their spirits high. Mia outlined their plans for the day. "We'll expand our base, gather more resources, and improve our defenses. We need to make this place safe and comfortable." The crew split into groups. Sarah and Tom headed into the nearby forest to collect materials, while others worked on reinforcing the walls of their base. The teamwork and camaraderie were evident as everyone worked toward a common goal. As they built, Mia felt a sense of peace. The Death World, once a place of fear and danger, was beginning to feel like home. The air was filled with laughter and the sound of tools clanging together. Even the distant growls of creatures no longer seemed as threatening. After hours of hard work, the team gathered to review their progress. "Look at what we've created," Sarah exclaimed, her eyes shining with pride. They had built sturdy walls, added extra rooms, and created a small garden with alien plants they had discovered. Mia smiled, impressed by their efforts. "This is just the beginning. We need to keep improving and exploring. There's so much more to learn about this world." Just then, a loud crash echoed from the forest. The team froze, fear creeping back into their hearts. "What was that?" Tom whispered, his eyes wide. Mia's expression turned serious. "Let's check it out, but stay alert," she instructed. They moved cautiously toward the sound, unsure of what awaited them. As they entered the trees, they saw a large figure struggling in the underbrush. It was the giant creature they had fought before, but this time it looked hurt and vulnerable. Mia felt a strange mix of fear and compassion. "It's injured," she said softly. "We can't just leave it like this. It may not attack us if we help it." Tom looked skeptical. "Are you sure? It nearly killed us last time." "I know, but we're not the same people we were before." We've changed and so can it. We have to try, Mia insisted. The team approached the creature slowly, keeping their distance. Mia spoke calmly. We want to help you. We don't want to fight anymore. To their surprise, the creature turned its head, its eyes filled with pain. It let out a low growl, but it didn't attack. Maybe it understands us, Sarah whispered, hope shining in her eyes. Mia took a step closer, her heart pounding. Let's show it we mean no harm. She held out her hand, palm up, a gesture of peace. The creature sniffed the air, its breath heavy and ragged. Slowly it moved closer, cautiously examining the humans. After a moment, it lay down, allowing them to see its injury more clearly. Let's tend to its wounds, Mia said, feeling a surge of determination. If we can help it, maybe it will become our ally. The team quickly gathered supplies from their base. They worked together, using bandages and alien herbs to clean and wrap the creature's injury. To their amazement, the creature remained calm, allowing them to help. As they finished, Mia stepped back, wiping sweat from her brow. We did it! We helped it! She exclaimed, her heart swelling with pride. The creature looked at them, its eyes softer now. It let out a low, rumbling sound that felt almost like a purr. Mia realized they had created a bond, turning an enemy into a friend. Now we truly belong here, Tom said, smiling at the creature. This planet can be our home, and we can share it with others. As they returned to their base, the team felt a sense of accomplishment. They had overcome challenges, built a home, and even forged an unexpected friendship. Mia looked at her crew, her heart full of hope. Together we can face anything. This is our home at last, and we will make it the best place it can be. And with that, they embraced their new life on the Death World, ready to explore, build, and thrive together.